Welcome back, boys. In this episode I'm going to be doing a quick review of the Black Ice heavy duty snowmobile lift stand. So the reason I bought this lift is that I'm planning on doing a track replacement on this 1990s wide body phaser. Yeah, wide body snowmobile. Weird, right? If you want to learn more, click this link. I've never done a track replacement before. I know some people say you can just lay them on the side. I might try that, but I kind of wanted to see what it would be like to just lift the front of the sled by the belly pan, since I have a transmission jack, and then use a snowmobile lift that hooks onto the rear bumper and back, and just see if I can get the whole thing up. I know they make actual dedicated snowmobile lifts that kind of have the scissor action. Those are cool, but I think they would just get in the way for swapping out a track. So I'm hoping that using the combination of this Black Ice heavy duty stand lift thing with a transmission jack will get me the access I need. Anyway, let's go over it. So why did I buy this one? Honestly, it was pretty local. This is sold in Germantown, Wisconsin. I called them up and bought it from them that day and just picked it up at the warehouse. It is made in China though. It's not like a made in American product, so I don't know if they brand these as other things and sell them under other companies or what, but we're gonna throw it together and see how it works. All right, I don't mean to complain, but this is a review. The instructions are unclear, not really a huge deal, but you could assemble it wrong because they tell you to put the feet on the last step. The problem with that is they never tell you which way to orient the base. So you could assemble this whole thing wrong and then realize your feet don't work as feet. This is basic like user experience type stuff here. Right away when I opened this, some of the brackets weren't painted very well. Like you can see that the edges aren't totally covered with paint. So you're talking like real low build quality here, okay? And this was not like super cheap. It was over $100. And I don't know, so far I'm pretty disappointed because the paint quality is terrible. You have visible weld spatters, like just balls of weld like on the base. And then on top of that, you can see that this base actually rusted and they painted right over the rust. So there's corrosion on the metal here and a couple other spots that was just painted over. Now I'm getting to the hook and I can't get the hook on because the dip they put the hook on, the non-marking, non-slip grip dip, that stuff is too big or too thickly applied and the hole in the end of the bar is too small. And so I'm getting to this corner and it's just not going through and I can see the anti-slip coating tearing because the ID and the OD are not compatible. So now I probably need to disassemble this and drill out this hole. And for what I paid for this thing, which is $120 or something like that, look man, I'm not like trying to buy like a Rolex, but paint over the top of rust and this doesn't fit. And oh yeah, by the way, your washers that go right here are too thin. So the whole thing wobbles. Yes, you're supposed to have washers in between those two moving parts, but they cheaped out on the washers and gave you these paper thin washers. So this, I don't know, maybe I was expecting too much, but I'm not impressed. Anyway, let's finish building this thing. All right, boys, check this out. Visible rust inside there. This thing was picked up at the warehouse. So if this is how it comes in, picked up directly from the warehouse, how do you think it's gonna get to you? Probably even rustier. This is ridiculous. All right, there she is in all her painted over rust glory. Maybe I'm being too critical. I mean, this is just a stand. However, here's the thing. They included 2 of these crappy wrenches, which I'm going to throw away because, all right, think about this. Discount Ramps or Black Widow, whoever is making these things. Someone is buying this to work on a snowmobile. Okay, they probably have tools and they're probably better than this. And here's the most annoying thing. There's a 12mm shoulder bolt on this and you sent 2 10s. Like, like if you at least sent the tools required to assemble this, fine, but you sent 2 10s and they're junk, and anyone who assembles this is going to have decent tools. So don't include these, and maybe you know, up the QC a little bit, just a touch. So just, I don't know, just saying. All right, boys, so this is the Black Ice snowmobile stand lift thing. I don't know. I guess I'd kind of cruise Facebook Marketplace and see if you could find a used one, because I'm not really stoked about spending triple digits and getting something with painted over rust and the wrong washers. Speaking of which, once I doubled up the washers with some other plastic washers, the thing feels a lot better. I also sprayed the internals of it with some anti-corrosion spray, so hopefully it won't keep rusting from the inside out, because yeah, there's rust all over the inside of this thing. I'm not going to keep going on that. Anyway, stay tuned if you want to see some more phasers being built. This is going to be a trail focused build. I have a pretty decent track for it, and then I have 2 other phasers that I'm going to try to long track. One of them with the SLP rail extensions, and the other ones with the factory ST extensions. So yeah, a lot of phaser stuff happening. I have 4 rebuild kits, 3 sets of skis. I don't know. We're going to have a good time. Winter is awesome. Stay tuned. Cheers, boys.